Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Rune News. I'm going to turn the lighting on real quick so it looks a little bit better. King Kong, 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 King Kong, Kong, King Kong. My name is Ryan, and as always, it's bloody good to have you guys here in the audience today. And how about that downtime yesterday? Bit of a rollback for people. It's only about half an hour. If you weren't aware of what happened, basically there was a bug where the potion storage and the Chungabunga pre-pot device were being used for people to manipulate and basically just dupe as many potions as they could. There were screenshots of group Ironmen having max cash stack in like vials of blood. It was insane, massive oversight by Jagex. They handled it pretty swiftly. The reason there was a rollback was not because of the potion duping, however, it was because when they locked the Grand Exchange, they locked everything from being traded to prevent the potions from being traded and destroying the economy and ruining the market. What that did was that ruined already untradeable items. So people were dying in Bounty Hunter, for example, and losing untradeable items, not getting them back. People who were Ultimate Iron Men weren't able to pick up their stuff from stashes and even losing some of their items. So they had to roll back the game about half an hour to reverse that problem, which was caused because they had to freeze the economy, basically, stop people trading and using the Grand Exchange. So it was kind of just a problem that was created by trying to solve a different problem. But I want to know what you guys thought of Varlamore Part 2 at the very least. Let me know in the comment section down below today what your favorite and least favorite part of Varlamore Part 2, The Rising Darkness is. Hit the like and subscribe button while you're down there. I'd greatly appreciate the support. My name is Rune News. You're watching Ryan, and you're watching Rune News. This week's update is titled Rewards and XP Improvements, Varlamore The Rising Darkness. This is not the Wintertodt changes, which a lot of players are hoping will be released very soon. We've been waiting a while for those changes. That's still outside on the line trying to dry. So in the meantime, basically, we went over this earlier in the week. It's literally just what Jagex posted, and we put a video up on this channel about like 5-6 days ago. Basically, you can use the Chungabunga, which is called the Chugging Barrel now, right there, in any bank now, including Next, Top, and the Master and Mixology Bank. They were not available previously. And there's a whole new system that they basically just reworked the entire chart here. So changes like this, like without even going through the chart itself, this whole system, like they're changing the amount of rewards you get as well and the amount of XP you get. Like this whole system tells me that they didn't give a shit when they were putting the minigame together. Like, I feel like this is how it should have been on release. Just me, personally, I don't think, like, this is a massive overhaul for 1 week after release. Like, they just were like, oh, maybe we should, I don't know, add a bit of variance to level and point distribution. I don't know. It just feels weird to have such a drastic change on a spreadsheet so early into the release of content. But at least they're doing it 1 week later, not a year later. As for the rewards, we're also aware of the reward changes as well. A lot of the costs are coming down, and the points per hour are going up as well. I believe the points per hour are already up, so hopefully it does require a lot less time to do this minigame now. However, people are still having issues gathering Lie, the red resource, whatever you want to call that. But overall, there is a significant reduction in the amount of points required to buy everything from the Mixology shop. You're reducing by just about 35,000 points. So not too bad at the end of the day. You save yourself a good amount of time. You can also have up to 3,000 of each resin rather than 300 in the little deposit box. All the changes, like there's more secondaries you can have in the reagents pouch now. Ultimate Iron Man no longer can buy potion storage. Sorry, I'm cutting myself up there. Just like standard shit we already know. Shit that should have been in the game on day one. However, the Halloumi Dragon, the Huey changes. Drop table's better. That's good. Thank fucking God. Shout out to No Monkey doing his thing, getting the content changed. They removed the Guam seeds, the lobsters, the watermelon seeds, feathers, irrit seeds, pineapple seeds. Thank God. Why the fuck were they on there day one? Stop doing that shit. Swapped unfinished rune bolts for adamant since they're more useful. Yep, you know what? I can't actually argue with that. Fair enough. The limpet roots are they're not noted, but they're added on there. And there's some other variety to the herb seeds as well, which is nice. Basically, they made the drop table better. And honestly, in about 3 to 5 man teams, the Hoi is actually pretty good. I don't mind it in 3 to 5 man teams. Just a message out there though for those doing it in mass worlds, like because private instances are available for like 25k, it's not that expensive. If you're in a mass world doing it with like 3 or 4 people and I join, don't sit there verbally abusing me like I've ruined the fun, like I'm some asshole that, and I'm quoting, should have been aborted because I just jumped in on an open world. It's a fucking public lobby, mate. you're lucky I'm muted because I would make you cry using only my fucking words. So just don't be an asshole. Don't be that guy. Because I don't like that I can't respond. Okay, I don't like that I'm muted. Anyways, back to the video. They've done a few bug changes where you can attack the tail from like down the bottom of the mountain, which was pointless. And they've also made a change now where they've penalized people who are using an animation bug to stay at the top of the mountain of the mountain while everyone else does the bottom part at the start. You actually penalize a lot more, and it's definitely not worth doing. So you're just doing it to look like an asshole at this point. Otherwise, changes look good. The agility course changes we're also aware of. They've reduced the amount of termites required, I believe, for the Amethyst packs by 100, which is huge. This week, they've also added the Colossal Worm agility section now turns green upon completion in the collection log, which is huge. Varlamore Graceful outfit can now be stored in the player in the house, and the Varlamore Graceful cape, if you use it on Austin, now players will be able to revert to standard Graceful. Oh my god, that's fucked. No way. They just wasted a bunch of people's marks of the grace. Because I have a bunch of people in my clan, sorry, I just moved my mouse. A bunch of people in my clan bought a whole new set of Graceful so that they could have the Varlamore one and another one. I mean, to be fair, you should be waiting a week to see what changes and bugs come through. Now you've got 2 sets of Graceful for no fucking reason. That's a lot of marks of the grace gone, so... I mean, I don't know if Jagex is going to do anything to reverse that. I don't know how much of that is Jagex's fault. Like, I mean, it's week 1, jumping the gun, but also that's what, like, Jagex should be upholding that mentality anyway, but shit. That's funny as fuck. So, look, if you lost your marks of the grace, let me know down below in the comment section and sit the fuck down. As for the other Varlamore changes, there isn't really anything of, like, great significance here. Some people on Twitter will be happy that you can't put anything worth more than 100k in the bird's nest thing, so it stops people thinking that J-mods are putting T-bows from mega scales in there, just people crying with cringe. The frost M-words don't spawn during the puzzle part of that quest now when you're about to fight the boss, which is nice because that was annoying. Using a watering can on a farming good fountains now works again, as expected. Didn't even know that was broken. So just basic, useless shit no one really cares about. There's a comic book fiasco going on behind me, which is not interesting at all. And then these items here behind me are now available for Death's Coffer because the prices have settled. LMS is back on Osworlds, which means Daddy's getting racist. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for this week's episode of Old School RuneScape News on Rune News. But don't worry, we have more content coming available to make you a fat amount of cash from Varlamore Part 2 ever since last week, because that's when it came out. I want to die. Dog shit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grand Exchange segment for Rune News. My name is Wade Green, and this week, unfortunately, everything that's rising is all Varlamore Part 2 content. So we brought up the pre-pot device, also known as the chugging barrel, which is a hot item at the moment. A lot of people are paying for this. A lot of people are purchasing this. 200 plus mil for some of the first ones on the market is an insane amount of money. Here's the facts. This doesn't actually save any time at all, especially when you're pre-potting. It actually gets to the point that you're actually faster just pre-potting normally so you can combo eat your food with your divines. If your divine range potioning into Theater of Blood, you need help. So not actually worth the money until it's at least like 5 mil maybe. Do not invest in the pre-pot device regardless of gender. Just give it another couple weeks. It's not that big. It'd be actually better to just go ahead and farm it yourself. If you want it that badly, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, don't invest. Pre-pot device, stay the fuck away for a little bit. Let that shit drop. Now, unfortunately, the mole slippers are still on the decline at the moment. This is due to clan cyber attacks and, of course, the areola boots being so good. However, the mole slippers are still best in slot with 0 negative stats and looking fucking good while doing it. So mole slippers are declining. Perfect time to invest. Just be cautious, be careful. And if you don't tell your friends to invest in mole slippers too, you're not going to be making the money that you want. But these are projected and guaranteed to hit 30 mil a pair this exact moment, this time next year. Mark my fucking words or unsubscribe. So if you're looking like you want to make some money, buy your fucking mole slippers today while they're dirt cheap and become a rich cunt tomorrow. Now finally, the Cypher Virtua, which is a recent and common feature in Rune News Grand Exchange segments. That's because this weapon is thriving at the moment, this close to overtaking the Twisted Bow in value and becoming the most valuable mega rare in the game pretty much since the release of Theatre of Blood, when the original hype of the weapon came in and then died off, as items usually do. The Scythe and the health of the Scythe are currently trending like crazy because Jagex is giving Crush some love. They buffed the Scythe. They're giving Melee some love back to the game ever since the release of TOA, when Stab came and fucked us all in the ass. So Scythe is looking healthy. Theatre of Blood, there's not a better time than now to start learning that raid if you haven't already. My name is Wade Green. You've been watching Ryan, and this is Rune News. Our first Iron Man moment for the week goes to an Iron Man called Chanced a Lot. Got his Infernal Cape, 3 hours, 4 minutes, 33 seconds, and 60 milliseconds. My man, first KC, getting his Infernal Cape. Beautifully done. Absolutely gorgeous. Nice work. Shout out to Chanced a Lot. That's massive. And he's got a T-bow too, so that's pretty nice. So, nice work. Great accomplishment. Looking forward to seeing you get the Coliseum done next. Our next Iron Man moment goes to a group Iron Man called Hasul Kissa. He got his Basilisk Jaw right over there in the inventory. 2KC. Dog. And our final Iron Man moment for the week goes to Red Fapple, another group Iron Man by the looks of it. He got the Herbert the Pervert pet from the Halloumi Dragon on 2KC. And by the way, it does look pretty dope in HD 117. It's probably one of the only areas in the game that doesn't look like horseshit or run like horseshit with that plugin. But that is it this week, ladies and gentlemen, for this episode of Ryan. My name is Rune News. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week or in the live stream tomorrow. If you've got a big cock, have a good night. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy.